Hi guys! Today is a really exciting day for me because I get to try out my brand new magnetic hoops. So thanks to my friends over at SewTech, I just got a package in the mail that is like the treasure trove of magnetic embroidery hoops. And I have been wanting one, so it came at a great time. Now let me just show you everything that I got, okay? Please don't be too jealous. Magnetic hoop number 1, 2, 3. Oh, this is cool. This is for like real skinny things like ribbons. Awesome. Another one. Wow, perfect for like corporate, I don't know, logos and whatnot. And they keep coming. Another one, teeny tiny. This is great for socks or like on a pocket. Nice big one. Probably the one I'm going to use for the project that I'm going to show you today. And what else? And this is the frame that attaches to my machine. Now you notice I don't have these metal doodads on the side here, so I'm gonna have to put those on in order to get this to go onto my embroidery machine. So let's do that first and then we'll test them out. So the first thing that I needed to do was to assemble my frame. And these little metal brackets on the side here came separately. There's some screws that come in the package and a little Allen wrench to tighten them on in. One thing to keep in mind if you're attaching this to your Brother multi-needle is how the brackets go. You see there's a cutout on one side, and that's on the top on one side and bottom on the other side. And I know this just by looking at my other hoops. So these are the different frames that come with the magnetic hoop. So I just kind of laid it on here. And one thing I noticed is that the way that they sent them to me, one side was in plastic before they stuck together because I think they're so strong that they're hard to pull apart. So let's just prep this to do a little test stitching out on some fabric in this frame right here. So for my first go here, I'm just going to stitch out something on some test fabric. This is my stabilizer. I'm just going to lay that over the frame, and here is my test fabric. Now I'm going to place this magnetic top piece on top. Holy cow, that's strong. And everything feels very secure. We can move it around a little bit, but once I have it in place, then I'm just going to tighten it down like crazy. And this feels good. So let's try stitching out a design in this area. For this first test, I'm just going to stitch out the letter J in a font that's built into my machine. So I have it up on the screen here. You can see the letter J, and I'm going to make sure that it will fit in the frame. So now my machine is showing me the extents of my design, and it looks like it's going to fit just fine. Okay, now because these are third-party hoops, the machine thinks that it's like a bigger embroidery space, so you really always need to preview the stitch area so that you don't try to stitch through these metal frames because you'll break a needle, you might break your machine. But I think we're good to go here. So let's try stitching. Well, that's stitched out very nicely, but this was just a piece of test fabric. I feel pretty confident in the tool now, so I'm going to try something a little bit more complex. I've been monogramming some of these laundry bags, and I'd like to give it a try. So let's do that. Okay, now I am ready to get my laundry bag on the hoop, and there are a lot of ways you can go about doing it, but this is what works for me. First of all, I have my larger frame in place, and I have used a little bit of temporary adhesive to stick some stabilizer on the back. And if you don't like the temporary adhesive, you could always just pin it or something like that. So we could stick a pin in it here to kind of hold it together. Then I am going to just line this up in the frame, and I can see the center point's going to be right here, and I got it right about in the middle, and I use that blue tape so that I make sure that it's straight. And that looks pretty good. So the trick here is to kind of keep it in place while you get the magnet on there. So I wish I had a third hand here, but I think it'll be okay. All right, I can still kind of fudge it around a little bit and get it smoothed out and nice and straight. Okay. So let's make sure we don't have multiple layers of this laundry bag in the hoop. And you can see I'm kind of off to the left here, but it doesn't matter. I can just move the design around. As long as it's straight, I'm happy with that. And you can see that it captured the stabilizer in the back. So I think we're good to go. All right, now I'm going to keep my tape and my little sticker there in place until I get this positioned properly. So I'm just going to preview the stitch area, and it looks like I'm not going to sew through the frame, that the frame is large enough. I just need to move my design around a little bit and get this out of the way. Okay, so let's just move this down just a smidge. And I will preview my stitch area just one more time, and then we'll start stitching. Okay, I think we're good to go. Now, what is a little scary to me is when I've done these these monograms in the past, they're pretty large. I usually did a basting box to hold everything in place, but I'm trusting these magnetic hoops to hold everything in place so I don't have to do that basting box and then have to take out that stitching later. So let's give it a try. So look at this, my embroidery turned out perfectly. I didn't have to use any kind of basting stitch, and everything held in place just fine. So that is how I use my magnetic embroidery hoops from SewTech. Check the link below to get yourself some.